Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today we have to we are going to discuss about the Sangamaji Sutta, which is the Sutta number 8 of the first Vagga. This Sutta explains about one of the venerables who was called Sangamaji. After his enlightenment, when he approached the Buddha, a difficulty he had to face due to his previous wife before his ordination. So it's a very nice sutta. Is anyone willing to translate? Yeah, how about I go into the Sister Indri, can you translate?
Bhante? No.
Can you try to translate this sutta? What first paragraph?
Hello?
Yeah, can you translate the first paragraph? Okay, sorry.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Can. Okay.
Yeah, can you translate?
I will try, Bhante.
Okay.
Ewame Sutan, as I have heard, Ekam Samayam Bhagawa, Sawatiyam Viharati, Jetawane, Anata Pindikasa Arame. At one occasion, the Blessed One dwells in Jetawane, Jetawana Monastery, Jetawana Anathapindikasa's monastery in near Sawati.
Okay.
Tenako Pana Samayena Ayasma Sangamaji Sawatim Anupato Hoti Bhagawantam Dasanaya. During that time, Venerable Sangamaji Anupata is arrived in Sawati to see Bhagawa, to see the Blessed One. Asosiko Ayasmato Sangamajisa Urana Dutiyika Ayakira Sangamaji Sawatim Anupatoti. The Venerable heard that Venerable Sangamaji, former wife, Ayokira Sangamaji.
What she heard was, she heard the news message.
That sorry, Bhante, I cannot.
Yeah, are you venerable, the respected one?
Venerable Kira Sang.
Kira is like you don't need to translate that. It is like he has heard that Sangamaji Savattang Anupatto. How do we translate that part? Venerable Sangamaji has arrived at Savati. So she heard that. She heard it. She heard it that Venerable Sangamaji has arrived at Savati.
Sadarakam Adaya Jetawanam Agamasi. So she went to see Adaya. Darakam is girl.
Daraka is child, right?
Child. She went to Jetawana with the child.
Yeah, having taken. Adaya is having taken. Having taken the child,
went to Jetawana.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhante.
Well done. Thank you. So I think everyone could hear the translation. We don't need to translate again.
Andi,
Savatting Anupatto Hoti Bhagavantan Dasanaya.
Andi,
Then we have
sorry.
make it bigger. Yeah, I can hear you.
Before your sound is cracking, so we couldn't hear anything. Oh, we lost Andi now.
Hello, something happened?
Hello, Bunny. I think your connection is problem.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because we couldn't hear anything. The sound was cracking again.
Just give me one moment then. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear.
Hello. Okay,
Yes.
sorry. So I think everyone can see the screen, right? So
Yes.
this comes from to see plus ana plus aya. So this aya is dative suffix. Dasana is seeing. Is action now. So Dasanaya is the dative. So he came to see. Whom did he come to see? Was the Blessed One. Bhagava was the one object of Dasanaya. So Dasana, because when you think about even a noun with a verbal meaning, always think about whether it has a whether it has an object, whether it has a instrument, and so forth. So this is Dasana is dative of purpose. So Ayasma Sangamaji, Venerable Sangamaji, arrived at Savatthi to see the Blessed One. Then the next sentence is also a simple sentence. Assosiko Ayasmato Sangamajissa Purana Dutika. So the subject here is Purana Duti. Is normally used to the wife. Purana is because he is a monk already. He has broken his marriage and he's now no more his husband. So his ex-wife or the former wife. Associate is the verb. So here verb comes in the beginning. So the ex-wife heard. Whose ex-wife? Ayasmato Sangamajissa of Venerable Sangamaji. So within the inverted commas, it says, what did she hear? So it is said that because this was the story goes as first his mother and father and the relatives, friends approached Venerable Sangamaji asking him to disrobe. Then Sangamaji felt that it is not necessary, it is useless to preach Dhamma to these people because they don't understand the value of abandoning sensuality. So he kept silent. Then they came to his wife and asked him son and tempt him to come back to the Venerable Sangamaji had arrived at Savatthi. So this news came from her mother-in-law and father-in-law. So this Kiras says that it is something that someone has heard. that it's not something that she has seen directly. It's something she has heard, that Ayo is a respectful word. Ayo Sangamaji, Venerable Sangamaji, Savatting Anupattu has arrived at Savatthi. Sa refers to the Purana Dutika. Sa refers to the Purana Dutika. She, Jetavana Agamasi, went to Jetavana. Here we have a gerund form, Adaya. So Sa Darakang Adaya, having taken the child, Jetavana Agamasi, went to the Jetavana. So object of Ada is Darakang, object of the place, object of Agamasi is Jetavana. Yeah, so it's a very easy paragraph to understand. If you have any questions regarding it.
Bhante?
Yes, Mr.
Bhante, I would like to ask, like, for Ayo, is there any difference with another respectful address, Bhante, like Ayasma, like that, Bhante? What is the difference?
This comes from Arya. Arya means the respected one. So it's another way of saying like Ayya, Ayya Putta, past. Putta means normally this the master or the husband, someone who is because in those days the male dominance was very prominent in India. So the husband was called Ayya Putta sometimes. So, but since he has become a monk now, it was written in the text as Ayya. Ayya is someone who is senior to you or someone who is respected than you. We normally call Ayya. So in feminine gender, it becomes Ayya, with a long A, Ayya at the end instead of O. So in Bhikkhunis also, it is mentioned in the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha also, this word, Sunatumi Ayyayu. It's like in the plural verb form, the word Ayya is found. So it's a one way of addressing. I'm not very sure what is the difference from others, but normally it is used. Ayya Putta is a word that is used for lay people. Ayya is used for, because sometimes when the nuns, bhikkhunis, address the bhikkhus, sometimes they call Ayya. This has come into Sri Lankan language. Ayya is a word that we use for our elder brother. So it has a later development in Sinhalese language. It's a one way of respectful vocative case in the respectful form.
Okay, Bhante. So maybe it's just like synonyms, right, Bhante? Very.
Yeah, we can say, yeah, right.
Bhante, and then for the word Kira, can we always translate it as like it is said that Venerable Sangamaji has arrived at
we can say like that. Yeah, we can say like that. It shows that it was not a direct experience. That's why the Kira was something that he heard.
Okay, Bhante.
Bhante.
Yes.
Bhante. May I ask, Bhante?
Yes.
Bhante, I want to ask about the method to giving the name, because sometimes the name of the monk Kemananda, but another Kemanando. So sometimes ending with R, sometimes ending in O. So what is the reason, and which one is the correct one?
This comes because in Thailand they use the ending with O normally. This is only for the nouns ending in R. Nouns ending in R. So if I explain it briefly. Because this difference is mainly, for example, if you say Kema Nando is singular form. So the stem is Kemananda. Kemananda is the stem. This is called Linga in Pāļi. It's called Linga in Pāļi. Is Kemananda. The nominative singular is Kemanando. And then again, Kemananda is the vocative singular. Right? So in Sri Lanka, in Burma, in these countries, normally we use the vocative. We can say either they use the stem form or either vocative form when you're calling someone. So normally when you're calling to a monk, we don't call him in the nominative form, we call him in the vocative form. So, but when you do it the Vinaya Kammas, for example, if I am supposed to get a Vinaya Kamma for myself, Kemananda is supposed to get a Vinaya, because my name ends with E, so it doesn't make much difference. So if someone, a Kemananda wants to get a Vinaya Kamma, means done a formal act by the Sangha. For example, if the Sangha wants to give him the Katina robe, for instance, they would say Kemanando Bhikkhu. You cannot say Kemananda Bhikkhu, Kemanando Bhikkhu, because it should be written grammatically, said grammatically. So this nominative form is used in Thailand, and sometimes in Laos, they use this O ending nominative form. So both are correct, it's not a problem. But normally if you strictly follow the rules, we normally, when you want to call someone, we have to call him in the vocative case. So it's better to say in the Kemananda, because Kemanando is not a vocative form. But when you are writing, but actually since we are adapting a word from one language to another, because we don't talk in Pāļi now, we talk in different languages. So it's not a problem that you use the stem form or the vocative form as it is. And if someone uses the nominative form, we don't say it's wrong, it's not a problem. But if you strictly follow the Pāļi rule, when you're talking to someone, you don't.
Sorry, Bhante.
Use the nominative case. You use the vocative. They have in Thai. Yes, Sally.
I think
I can hear you.
Your connection has some problem.
My connection Bhante, sorry.
I think it's full.
No, when you explain, after you explain the strict in Bali, and after I couldn't hear anything.
Sorry. So if you follow strictly the Pāļi rules, normally if you are addressing someone, calling upon someone, then the vocative case is used. But it's okay, because we are using a one word in a Pāļi language in another language, because we don't normally talk in Pāļi, we talk in different languages. So therefore, it's not a problem that you adapt one word directly, the stem form or the vocative form, and use it as you like. So even you are using a nominative case is not a problem. But if you strictly adhere to the Pāļi grammatical rules, we don't normally call someone, address someone with the nominative.
Hello, Bhante. Bhante Magga.
So, but that's why in Sri Lanka and Burma, they use the vocative case. Maybe, I'm not sure about the history, maybe about the I think everyone can see the lecture notes. So Kemananda and Kemanando, it's like nominative singular is Nando, vocative singular is Nanda. Sometimes the stem is also the Nanda. Actually, stem is also the Nanda. So in Sri Lanka and Burma, we use the vocative form, or maybe the stem we are using. But in Thailand, they are using the nominative singular form. It's not a big problem, because all are can be found in the Pali. And one thing is we are using a information word from one language to another language. So either we use the stem form, the vocative form, or the nominative form. It doesn't make much difference. But if we strictly adhere to the Pali rules, normally when we want to call someone, we want to address someone, we use the vocative case. And the thing is, in all the three traditions, when we are doing a formal act, like a Vinaya Kamma, we use the nominative singular form for the monks. Is it clear?
Yes, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante.
Then shall we go to the Sutta? We have the next paragraph. Anyone is
May I try, Bhante?
Okay, sure.
Tenako pana samayena ayasma sanggamaji anyatarasmi rukhamule diwawihara nisino hoti. At that time, the Venerable Sanggamaji was sitting at southern foot of the tree, passing the noon time. Atako ayasmato Sanggamaji sa purana dutika yenayasma Sanggamaji tenu pasangkami. Then the former wife of Venerable Sanggamaji approached Venerable Sanggamaji. Upasangkamitwa ayasmantang Sanggamajing etada woca. Having approached, she said this to the Venerable Sanggamaji. Kuda putahi samana posamanti. Ascetic, look after me who has a child. Ewang wute ayasma Sanggamaji to his
small child.
A small child, who has a small child. Ewang wute ayasma Sanggamaji tunhi ahosi. When this has been said, the Venerable Sanggamaji was silent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.
Very much. So the first sentence, Tenako panasamena ayasma sange divaha viharan nisino hoti. Anyatarasmin rukkamule, at the foot of a tree. It's an locative case, right? Diva viharang nisino hoti. So diva viharang nisino hoti, this is normally translated diva viharaya. Diva viharang is a noun, so we cannot make it a adverse by using the accusative or instrumental case. So this is the accusative word. Diva viharang nisino hoti. So this kind of usage can be found in some places. It is called the usage of accusative in the meaning of dative. Usage of accusative in the meaning of dative. Right. So diva viharang nisino hoti means this has to be explained as diva viharaya nisino hoti. For example, alagadda pariyesanang gaccanto. Alagadda pariyesanang gaccanto means alagadda means snake. Pariyesanang means search, in search. So gaccanto is going. So normally we have to get the meaning alagadda pariyesanaya gaccanto. This is the usage of accusative in the meaning of dative. This is in Pāļi. Sometimes other one case. Now normally accusative has specific meanings. The meaning of meaning of a dative can be written in accusative, written in instrumental. Meaning of the accusative can be written in genitive. So likewise, the meanings can change. So the accusative is used here in the meaning of dative. So here he sat under a tree for the purpose of, with the intention of taking the rest during the daytime rest. It's like after lunch, normally monks used to rest for a while, because especially in those days, monks used to have one meal. So after one meal means if you take half an hour to 1 hour to finish your meal, in the next 23 hours, you don't have any food, you don't consume any food. So when you eat a heavy meal after one day, sometimes it consumes lots of your blood into the stomach, takes blood into your stomach, so you feel a little bit tired. So even arahants used to take a rest at that time. It's always also instructed after the lunch. Monks are not supposed to sleep, are supposed to stay at one place, not to do much work at that time. So normally a monk would meditate. If it is really tiring, he may take a short nap. Even the Buddha used to take a nap when during daytimes. It's directly mentioned in a sutta that sometimes he used to take naps, and also mentioned in the commentaries. So here he was taking diva vihara, one kind of a rest. Normally arahants go into the samapattis during that time, but they don't do much activity during that time. So at that time, Venerable Tena Kopana Samayana, Tena Samayana is the instrumental of time. Venerable Sangamaji sat at the foot of a tree for the resting of daytime resting. Then Atako Ayasmato Sangamaji Sapurana Dutika, Yena Ayasma Sangamaji Tenupa Sankami. I think you will know this usage already. Yena Ayasma Sangamaji. This is divided as this has to be Yena Yasma becomes so it's a so Yena Yasma is comes Yena Ayasma Tenu, we know that it's a Tena. So this Upasankami is not the for the beginner speaking form. It's the past tense. Upasankamati becomes Upasankami in the third person singular and second person singular in the past tense. Upasankami. If you want to say the first person singular in the present tense, it should be Upasankamami, not Upasankami. It should be Upasankamami. So it's sometimes students get confused with this mi suffix. They misunderstand because of this ma is in the part of the root. It's in the part of the root. It's not belong to the suffix. E is the suffix actually. So the Venerable Sangamaji's former wife approached went to Venerable Sangha. She went there. Upasankam, you remember when you say the place where I go, you can write it in at the boats. Upasankamitva ayasmantang sing etang avocha becomes etad avocha said thus to Venerable Sangamaji. When you say that with the word avocha, normally use accusative case. Manti, right? So
Hello, Bhante.
hello.
I think your internet connection is really poor.
Sorry for that, because I have no control of it. I'm using my phone at the moment to get the connection, because I have a router, but the connection drops time to time. So could you, where did you hear for the last time? Hello?
We heard from Yena Tena there.
Or only that part? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you know Yena and Tena. This is, I'll try the router actually. Yena and Tena, it's when you want to say a place where someone goes, instead of saying the accusative case, we can also use, the nominative case, but with Yena and Tena proceeding and preceding, before and after. So then Upasangamitva Ayasmanta Sangamaji Etadavocha, having approached Sangamaji, she said thus to Sangamaji, Venerable Sangamaji, Etang avocha. Etad avocha is etang avocha. In Sanskrit is etad avocha. So he said thus. So he said this to Venerable. So when you say something to someone, normally the person to whom you say is written in accusative case. Then, but when you are preaching Dhamma to someone, it's the person to whom you preach is written in dative case. But when you say something, normally accusative case. These things can change. They are not completely fixed. Mostly it's in accusative case. So then, Kudda Puttanhi Samana Posamanti. So this sentence we have to analyze, very important. Kudda Puttanhi Samana Posamanti. So Kudda Puttanhi, this Nigahita has changed into Nya. If you look at this screen, traditionally we explain it. Kudda Puttanhi Samana Posamanti. So if you look at this sentence, you see there is no subject. No subject in this sentence. Someone is vocative case. Vocative, want to get the attention of someone. You want to get the attention of someone, we use the vocative case. So therefore, we have to look into the subject here, verb here. Verb is posa. So if you look into the posa, posa is a verb. The verb is written in imperative case. This is imperative second person singular. For this, now you have to have the grammar knowledge. Imperative means like ordering or asking someone. The imperative case. The prefix safu, antu, hita, mima. If you remember, these are the imperative suffixes. Tu, antu. I'll erase it later. Antu, he, the, me, ma. So this is second person singular, he. Sometimes he is dropped, and we have sometimes it's dropped. He is dropped. So normally if you use the second person singular, it should be po, sa, hi. Right? If it is dropped, it becomes posa, right? So here, posa is the second person. With that, we can understand this he and her are the second person verbal suffixes. So the subject should be tuang, right? Tuang. Subject should be tuang. Tuang is second person subject. That's how we arrive at this conclusion. So it's the twang. Then this is not written in the text. So you should nourish, or you should take care, right? You should take care. So this is what is suggested. Twang posa. You should take care. Whom? Mang. Mang is accusative form, singular accusative form of ahang. So if I erase this, the ahang has accusative forms mamang, right? Mang and mamang. So they are accusative forms of ahang. Ahang changes into mang, mamang in the accusative form. So singular. So you have to take care of me. That's what she's asking. Please take care of me. And this Khuddha Puttang explains her nature. It's an explanation. The Khuddha Puttang is it should be translated like this. Khuddha Putta, right? Because she was a feminine gender. So then Khuddho Putto Yassa Sa Khuddha Putta. So this is a Bahubihi Samasa. It's not time to explain such a detailed Samasa, but what does it mean? Who has a small son is called, she is called Khuddha Putta. So Khuddha is small, Putta is son. So one who has the small son is called Khuddha Putta. And that is, according to the sentence, it is equal to I, because she is asking to nourish or take care of her. So she is the one who has a small son. So she is asking Venerable Sangamaji to take care of her who has a small son. So the commentary says that Khuddha Puttang, because when Venerable Sangamaji renounced the household life, she was pregnant only. She was pregnant, but because thing was, Venerable Sangamaji once went to listen Dhamma with the lay devotees, and in that Dhamma talk, in the first Dhamma sermon, when he listened, he became a Sotapanna. Then he wanted to ordain to get the higher attainments, the Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arahant. So when he asked the Buddha, Buddha said, unless you have the consent of your parents, Tathagatas would not ordain someone. So then he had to get the permission. It was not very easy for him, because his parents were still alive, and he was the only son of his family, and he had a wife, and the wife was pregnant also. So somehow he got the permission, and he ordained, and he became Arahant in a certain vasa. After some time, in a certain vasa, he became an Arahant, and he came back to see the Buddha, and also his parents gave the consent only if he will come to meet them after ordination. So to keep the promise, he came back. So by that time, his wife had already given birth to the son. So that's what she was telling. I have a small son, so please nourish or take care of me who has a small son. That's what this sentence is. So in this sentence, Samana is a vocative case. Khuddha Puttan, maybe it's an emphasis. Nothing much to explain about it in the commentary. So then he's asking to Evang Utte, when that said Sangamaji Tunhi Ahusi. As for Sangamaji Tunhi Ahusi. I have erased the Tunhi Ahusi part also. So he kept silent. So the same comes from the second paragraph. Dutiyam piko ayasma ayasmato sangamajisa purana dutika ayasmantan sangamajing etadu. For the second time also, Venerable Sangamaji's form wise said this to Venerable Sangamaji. So Dutiyampi. So here because in Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyang plus api. So this api suffix, sometimes some grammarians say this is a p suffix, p, indeclinable p, not suffix, sorry, it's an indeclinable p suffix, p indeclinable. Some Western grammarians used to say. In traditionally, it's a api. So I is dropped, and because of pa, nigahita changes into ma. That is normally what happens. So the I is dropped. This is how traditionally we would explain it. So Dutiyang, into ma. So Dutiyang is actually, Dutiya is an adjective. Dutiya is an adjective. So if you want to may change an adjective into an adverb, the difference of adjectives and adverbs are, adjectives explain the nouns, adverbs explain the way the verb is being done, the action is being done. I'm not sure whether we discussed about the adverbs. So you can see here, adverbs can be written in, if you go into the lecture notes, we can see the adverbs are written in either accusative or instrumental case. An instrumental case. So here Dutiyang is a adjective. So I think everyone could see it. Adverbs are written in accusative or instrumental case. Normally the adjective for the instrumental case. So Dutiyang means for the second time, right? Also for the second time. She said the same thing again. Dutiyam piko asmato sangama jissa purana dutika ayasmantan sangama jing etad bocha kuddha puttan.
Bhante?
Hello.
Yes.
I was lost again. Hello.
Yes,
Where did you
yes.
hear for the last time? Very sorry for this, because there was heavy storms in Sri Lanka. Maybe that was the reason these few days. So where did you hear? For the
You're talking about the adverb. Adverb.
Oh, sorry. Adverb, we change an adjective into instrumental or accusative case. So we change it into adverb. So then, if for the second time even, Venerable Sangamaji kept silent. Tatiyampiko asmato Sangamajissa Purana Dutika asmantan Sangamajing etadaboch. Even for the third time, Venerable Sangamaji, the wife of Venerable Sangamaji, please nourish or take care of me, who has a small child. Tatiyampiko asma Sangamaji tunhya. For the third time, even Venerable Sangamaji kept silent. Right. So Tatiyampi also the same thing. It's the adverb. Tatiyang changing into ma plus p. P r is dropped here. This is how traditionally they would explain. So then we come into the last two paragraphs. Anyone is willing to translate? Sister Kemanyani, can you translate? Can you try to translate?
I try, Bhante. Tatiyampi lah, Bhante. For Tatiyampi ko ayasmato sanggama jisa purana
Yeah.
dutika.
Atako as Atako.
Atako.
Atako. Sorry.
Sorry, Bhante. Atako ayasmato.
The next paragraph. Next paragraph.
Atako ayasmato sanggama jisa purana dutika kang darakang ayasmato sanggama jisa purato nikipitwa akami esote samana purato posana Nanti.
Samana putto posananti. Putto posananti. Yeah.
Nanti. At that time, the Venerable Sangamaji wife, Nikipitwa is laid down with carefully the child in front the Venerable Sangamaji, and then she said, this son or mom, please take care of me. Not nanti, nanti. Putto.
Esote samana putto posananti.
Posananti.
So here, nang is him. Nang is him. It's equal to tang. Here is nang. It's equal to tang.
Oh, please take care of him.
Yes, yes. Eso te samana putto. This is one part. Te is yours. Samana is vocative case. The recluse. Eso te samana putto. Eso te putto. This is your son. So te is yours, right? This is genitive case of tuang, of you, right? So then this is your son. Please take care of him. That's what he was saying. So if you thank you very much for your translation. So if we analyze the sentence, we have nikipitva and pakami as the two verbal words. So nikipitva, having placed carefully, having put down. So what is the object of nikipitva? Object of nikipitva is darakam. So she laid down the son, right? Tan darakam, that son. This is the object of nikipitva. So where did he kept him? Sangam ayasmato sangama jissa purato. Purato here is in front of Venerable Sangamaji. So he kept his son, laid down his son in front of Venerable Sangamaji. Who was the subject? Ayasmato Sangamajissa Purana Dutika, the former wife of Venerable Sangamaji. Then is there. Then Venerable Sangamaji's former wife, Tam Darakang, that child, Ayasmato Sangam Tandarakang, that child, Ayasmato Sangamaji Purato Nikipitva Pakal in front of Venerable Sangamaji. I hope everyone can hear me. Sally? Hello?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay, right. Okay, right. So
Now cannot.
Hello, Bhante.
Bhante lost again.
now I'm a bit concerned. So Ayasmato Sangamaji Purato Nikipitva Pakal. She went away. Pakami is, it can be Pakami or Pakami. Both are. I can hear you clearly. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, Bhante. Please go on.
Hello. Sorry. So having kept him in front of the Venerable Sangamaji, she went away. Pakkami and Pakkam. Right. Before we come into this sentence, I think yeah. So the time also has passed. We'll try to finish this paragraph. So here we can see I want to discuss few grammatical points. So in this sentence, we see the object of Nikipitva is Tandarakam. Where is she kept him? Purato, in front of Venerable Sangamaji. So you can see Ayasmato Sangamajissa is written in genitive case. So Purato in front. So when we connect with Purato, we normally add it with genitive case. I think we discussed about this rule in a previous lecture.
Hello, Bhante. Andy, can you hear me?
That so they are connected with the genitive case, right? So sometimes the word purato in front of. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Bhante.
Oh, sorry.
I think this connection is really, really poor.
I can hear you.
But we couldn't hear the sound from you.
Sorry for that. So this the Samipa, Avidura, Samanta, Upari, Purato, all are connected with nouns with the genitive case. For example, we take the example given in the sutta, Ayasmato, Sangama, Jissa,
Bhante, are you showing your screen?
Purato. Yes.
I couldn't see the screen.
How about now?
From my side, I cannot say. I don't know other friends.
Fante's screen is still running. It is still running. So maybe because of the internet connection is slow.
I cannot see the screen either, Bhante.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
So what I wanted to say, I think everyone can hear me, right? So the words such as Samipa, Avidura, Samanta, Upari, Purato, like close by, around, above, in front of, when they are connected with a noun, those nouns are written in genitive case. So that's the normal rule. So here we have the word called Purato, right? I think, I don't know whether you can see the screen now. The word Purato, hope you can see the screen now.
Yeah. The screen. No, I can
I
see the
think
screen.
you can see, right?
Yes.
Can you see the screen? Okay, right? Right. Purato. This Purato has the meaning. Now you can see Purato is Pura plus To. These are To suffix. So we'll conclude the class with this explanation. When in this word, this To suffix, the point, the To suffix. To suffix, normally it has few meanings. It has the meanings of to suffix. Right? Normally to suffix is the meaning case. Purisato, so acharyato, dhammang, uggan, hati. He learns dhamma from the teacher. Then sometimes it is locative case. In the meaning of locative, it's like purato, ayasmato, sangama, jissa, purato, in front of Venerable Sangamaji. So Deo suffix means the pura is in front. So to shows that the locative purato.
Bhante?
Sometimes instrumental. Instrumental meaning is so rupang anicca. It sees rupa as impermanent. He understands his rupa, I mean. So in this case, it's instrumental case. So sometimes this to suffix hello.
Yes, Bhante.
I hope everyone can hear. So we will conclude the class with this because the connection is not stable today. So the ablative, so to suffix have few meanings. It can be used in the ablative meaning. So when you say so acharya to dhammang uganhati, so this so to suffix you can see. Acharya to dhamma, he studies dhamma from the teacher. Locative meaning, aspato sangamajissa purato attasi, for example. Tittati, he stands, so, or you can say sa. She stands in front of Venerable Sangamaji. Here, to suffix gives the meaning of location. In front, in the location, that the locative meaning. Instrumental meaning is so rupang aniccato. In this case, it sees it as something. So we normally traditionally explain it as the instrumental case. Then we have accusative meaning. So this accusative meaning can be found in some gathas and in some in Jataka and sometimes in the commentary literature. This gatha is ito balake agacha. Balake here means the crane, like the white color bird who eat fish, right? So agacha, come. Ito, normally ito here is like ito comes from, if you divide it, it's traditionally ima plus ta, like imang, ayang, right? So they all come from the same stem. Ima is location, the here is something that we call here. So when we say agacha, come here, that's what this means. So to suffix here is in the accusative meaning. It's not in the ablative meaning. You don't say come from here. You say come here. So the grammarians explain this as a accusative meaning in the to suffix, and another meaning is genitive. According to the tradition, we can say parato gosa. Parato gosa means here it can be dhamma. Gosa is what we can say teaching of others. Sometimes you may think about it as from others, but traditionally they explain it as of others. So this is not very much common because you know parato gosa pacchaya. Parato gosa pacchaya means it's the for the attainment of sotapanna you need to listen dhamma from someone else, right? You need the dhamma first. So they explain this parato is as a genitive meaning. Parato gosa. So it's actually it's a one word. Sometimes you can use it as a one word. Yeah. So then these are the 5 meanings of to suffix. So here when we say purato nikipitva pakkami, we are referring to the locative case. So also are written in genitive case, and the to suffix here is written in the locative meaning. Esote samana putto posananti, right? So we translate this. Here also, we don't have a subject. Subject should be twang because of posa, right? Subject should be twang because of the word posa. Twang, nang, posa. You should nourish or take care of him. Before that, she says, samana, right? The recluse, eso te putto. This is what she is telling. The recluse, eso te putto. This is your son. Eso is this son. Te is genitive case of twang. Eso te putto. So these are two sentences. Eso te putto. This is your son. Twang nam posa. You have to nourish or take care of him. Right. So this is how we understand this sentence. I think we'll call it a day because the connection is not very clear. I was planning to finish the entire sutta, but it seems like it's not very stable. So we'll start with the next lecture with this sutta, and I'll send you a short sutta so we can conclude this paragraph and the next sutta both in the next day.
Thank you, Bhante.
If anyone has questions, yeah, sorry for the interruptions. If anyone has questions, a quick question.
Bhante, maybe just one small question, like how
Right.
How the nang is coming from, Bhante? How it can be like tang, Bhante? Because I'm confused with that.
Philologically, I think it's a philological approach should be there. Traditionally, we would say that ta has changed into na. I think when you study the contemporary languages, there should be some trace. I'm not very familiar with that. Sally, have you studied about it in
Hello, Bhante.
European studies?
In the European studies, they do not explain this
Yeah,
point.
Punya, have you studied in Indo-European studies?
They do not explain na change to ta, this one.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm not, but there should be an explanation on this. I think it's borrowed from some contemporary languages. I think like that.
Okay, Bhante. Like, is it common, Bhante?
Yeah. Tang and nang. Ta, for example, all the declinations except so. Right? So is a very unique one. Like tang, tena, tassa, all can be nang, nena, nassa. Ta can change into na in this declension of ta.
Okay, Bhante.
So and sa is unique. Others can tene, tena, nena, tassa, nassa, tamha, namha can be changed.
Okay, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. So we'll call it a day, and sorry once again, sorry for the interruptions because the connection was not very stable.
No problem, Bhante.
I think some problem. So wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bhante.